Hi, I'm Shazelle Muhammad, founder of African Link Initiative, and this is your Right to Fight military moment. I want to share the story of an extraordinary man whose determination and courage broke barriers and inspired generations. Master Chief Petty Officer Carl Brashear, the first Black Navy diver. Carl Brashear was born on January 19, 1931, in Sonora, Kentucky, to a family of sharecroppers. Growing up in the segregated South, Carl faced racism and limited opportunities, but he always dreamed of achieving something greater. In 1948, he joined the U.S. Navy, just months after President Truman ordered the desegregation of the armed forces. Despite this historic executive order, the Navy was still rife with racism and inequality. Brashear began his naval career as a steward, a position often relegated to black sailors at the time. But Carl had no intention of staying put. When he learned about the Navy's diving program, he was captivated by the idea of exploring the depths of the ocean and performing daring salvage missions. However, becoming a diver required resilience, both physical and mental, and the defiance of the prejudice that sought to keep him down. When Carl applied to the Navy's diving and salvage school, he was met with resistance. Instructors tried to discourage him, peers belittled him, and he was often assigned the most grueling tasks. He faced frequent slurs and isolation, but Carl never wavered. You see, in those days, Carl knew the unfortunate reality that he had to be twice as good as everyone else just to be considered equal. And so he pushed himself beyond the limits, both in training and in the field. In 1954, Carl Brashear became the first Black graduate of the Navy's diving school. Yet his challenges were far from over. In 1966, he was involved in a critical mission to recover a nuclear bomb that had been lost off the coast of Spain. During the operation, an accident occurred. A line snapped, and Carl's left leg was severely injured. Despite multiple surgeries, his leg had to be amputated below the knee. For most people, that might have been the end of their career, but not for Carl Brashear. He refused to let his injury define him or his future. He fought to return to diving, undergoing grueling rehabilitation and defying Navy officers who doubted his ability to perform. Carl trained relentlessly, proving that even with a prosthetic leg, he could meet and exceed the Navy's rigorous physical standards. In 1968, against all odds, he became the first amputee to be recertified as a Navy diver. But Carl didn't stop there. He continued to excel, earning the prestigious rank of Master Diver in 1970, the first Black man in the Navy to achieve this distinction. His achievement was not just personal, but a victory for equality, proving that courage, skill, and determination can transcend racial and physical barriers. Carl Brashear retired from the Navy in 1979 after 31 years of service. His legacy as a trailblazer was immortalized in the film Men of Honor, which brought his story to the big screen and inspired millions. But for Carl, his greatest honor was not the medals or the recognition, it was paving the way for others to follow. Carl Brashear once said, quote, "It's not a sin to get knocked down, it's a sin to stay down," end quote. He lived by those words, embodying the relentless pursuit of excellence and equality in the face of unimaginable odds. Today, we remember Master Chief Petty Officer Carl Brashear as more than just a diver. He was a leader, a pioneer, and a symbol of perseverance. His life is a testament to the power of resilience, and his story reminds us that all barriers are meant to be broken. I'm Shazelle Muhammad, and this has been your Right to Fight military moment.